Hey, in this video, I want to give you my top 5 tips on closing any sales deal. Number 1, literally, shut up, be quiet, shush, like on a call. And this is at both ends of a call. So during the call or during the meeting, let the prospect do the majority of the talking. Like, listen. That's the most important thing you can do, because it'll help you understand their needs. It'll help you understand what you're going to need to talk to them about later on. It's going to help you with your objection handling. It lets them sell to themselves, which is like all my best deals I've ever done. They've sold to themselves. I have just enabled them to do it by being quiet. The worst thing you can do is overtalk, overshare, give them things to worry about. Just let them talk and then offer them the solutions and show them what you can do. But it also applies at the end when you're asking if they're ready to go. Like, don't feel that silence. Don't feel the awkwardness. Like, whoever breaks first loses. Like, it's true. So say, so here's our pricing, here's our deal. What do you think? Just stay silent. Just wait for them to answer. If it goes for a few, I think the worst time I've ever had, it went for about 2 minutes. We're obviously both trying to do the same thing, but you've asked them a question. Wait for them to answer. Don't fill the silence. Don't let them out of it. Just let them answer. So that's a key tip, and that is, that's sales 101 right there. Number 2, I would say, is assumptive closing, which works really well. So actually, to the prospects already decided to buy, use language like, so when we get started, or so once you're on board. That works really well. One thing I used to do at my previous company is we'd use kind of the onboarding and the customer success team as that. So, we'll introduce you to Becky on our team. We'll get that call lined up. We'll get that arranged. Like, are you free on Wednesday? And we kind of get all that booked in, because then they're obligated to move forward and buy. They've kind of psychologically, they're in the next step already, which is kind of where you want them to be in terms of getting a deal done. Number 3, I would say, is getting the objection like there and then. I want to know what your objections are now. So the way I do that is I tend to close a call or a segment of a call on, is there anything I've shown you or anything we've discussed today that would, hold up this deal, or that you'd need further clarification on before we can move forward? That puts it right in their court. It's very direct, and they have to either say, no, nothing I'm worried about at all, which is green light, or they say, oh yeah, actually, like, I'm a bit concerned about feature XYZ and whether we can integrate it with ABC, which gives you the chance to handle that objection straight away, rather than letting it fester and grow and become a bigger issue, which then they go and shop around. And you can deal with it there and then, and get to the point through that process in the call where you get to a point where actually there's no more objections left. There's no reason for them to delay or say no or compare. So that's kind of a really important one. Number 4, I would say, is all about creating urgency without pressure, like doing it in the right way. So time-sensitive offers, limited availability, anything like that is useful. Obviously, as a salesperson, you have quota to hit, you have monthly or quarterly target on that normally, and they'll probably know that too. So it can come across a little bit disingenuous if you do it all the time, and if you do it too much of a pressure situation. You can do it in a fun way. So I had a rep before who used to do it in a fun way and be like, hey man, like I need to close this deal today to hit my quota. Like, are you in? Like, that can work too if you kind of go a bit off the cuff and cheeky with it. But I think it's just doing it in the right way. Saying if you've got exclusivity and you can only work with a certain amount of clients, and you are talking to their competitor, like, let them know. That's perfect. If it's just, we've got a new product launch coming in a couple of weeks, the way our credits and subscriptions are going to be working is going to be changing. I don't want you to miss out, because people who are with us now will have a better deal. Like, let them know, and be transparent, be honest, and then that'll work. Because if you go the other way, it becomes too much. And that'd be point 5. Like, don't be too needy. Like, obviously you want to close the deal there and then, but it's more important to get the deal closed at all and not scare them away. So, if a sales rep is trying to get you to do it there and then, hassling you, like, there might be a genuine reason why they can't buy that second. They might have to go to their finance team and get a PO and get an invoice. They might have to run it by their founder. They might have to, obviously you want to get those people on the call if they're the decision makers, but it's not always possible. It might be that they're just waiting to launch a new website, which is happening next Monday, and therefore they want to push the button after that. Tons of things that can happen there. And there's ways to overcome it. You can try and invite them to the call in the first place. You can have a contract that starts from that date, whatever it might be. But if you can't get it done, don't be too needy, and then don't be too needy on the follow-up. Like, that's the most annoying thing that some sales reps do, and I try and make sure that mine don't do. But it's natural. You want the deal, so you don't want to be forgotten. You contact them twice a day. There's famous examples of some data companies, for example. If you sign up on the website, they'll ring you up 23 times in a day. Don't be too pushy. It makes you look unprofessional. It makes you look like you really need the deal, which is never a good place to come from a negotiation point of view, or just from a brand perception point of view. So just think about that as well. And same goes with like chasing out of hours, or chasing on a weekend, or sending personal SMSs, whatever it might be. Like, just chill out. If they want to buy it, they'll buy it. Just get the right cadence to make sure they don't forget you, but without being that really, really, really annoying guy that they don't want to buy from anymore. Because people buy from people, so you've got to keep that and get that right. To summarize, 5 key tips closing a deal: be quiet, assume the deal, make assumptions, get their objections there and then. That's probably number 1 for me. Create the urgency in the right way, and then just don't be too needy. If you follow those kind of 5 key things in any sale, whether it's founder-led sales, whether you're an AE in a big company, follow those 5 key things, you will have a lot more success in closing deals. If you like this kind of content, follow and subscribe below. Really appreciate it. Thanks.